Hello guys, welcome back. Just quickly here, I'll be back in a second and then we're gonna start. So, there we are. Let me just grab something to drink here real quick. There we are. There we are. All right. So let me just work on my checklist real quick so we can start into that. Market already opened. I hope I don't miss the main move. But we're gonna draw out everything else before we enter into this. Let's look at the 15 minutes here. I think it's just a bit more clear. I'd guess that's the level. We got a level here, I'd say. We got one level. I mean, I'd say this is a level. So this is the 3 levels I'm looking for. Yellow. Yellow. And where's the third one? Oh, it's that one, okay. Yellow. So we got our zones. We got a, yeah, I'd say this is like the trend line we got here. Kind of the trend line. Orange. Also, what do we have, or what do we have to see for this to go down? We need a change in the state. We need a rejection of an FEG, which we get here. We need a liquidity sweep to the top side, followed by a change in the state. Position size. Let's look at the daily buyers. How are we looking? Obviously, still bullish, but we're right now coming up to this fair value gap up here. There is a gap up there. We swept that real nice. I like this a lot. This took the bottom here, actually. We took this liquidity beforehand and swept it just one more time there. So what we see right there is manipulation to the top, which is exactly what we want if we want to look for sellers. And now we're just chilling and waiting. What's up, Furzy? Greetings, brother. We're just chilling and waiting for what's gonna happen. What I think is gonna happen here, we will come up, like close this gap here, maybe retest this OB. And what we are looking for after that is just a change in the state. That's it. Looking for a nice change in the state if we want to go lower, because we definitely can go lower. It's okay that we're pushing up really nice here. Took an L yesterday, but just bad PA. Yeah, I think we're gonna like at least test this gap here. This, I think it's a 15 minutes. Yeah, 15 minutes gap up here. Like that. We're also above this level now. So what I need to see for me to enter a trade today is either a change in the state, which would This would be a 15-minute change in the state here. Let's do it in this orange. If we don't close below that, that would be a change in the state here. We could let this count as a 1-minute change in the state. That's top taking here. But I want to see resistance out of that top level. And like, I want to see a bottom created first, and not like straight rallying down. And we're gonna wait on that. I want to see upside and liquidity taken out of that gap now. And then if we get that now, like a straight candle below the change in the state, like this would be our 15-second change in the state. If we come below that, I would place my limit entry off of that. Let's just see at the volume here. 6 per row. I want to see delta. I want 22 rows. Fuck, I didn't save it. Oh, it did. Okay. Up volume green, down volume red, green and red. That's all right. So what can we see? Lots of positive delta there. So this already closed below that. So that is, in my opinion, a valid change in the state. We took liquidity, swept that high. You see low volatility in that top side there. Let's see if we can get another close below that. Then I would enter into my short here. We already closed below that here one time, but like this kind of opens some kind of up in there. I'm just waiting for how much liquidity we want to take before we can go down here. I mean, we should come back to at least this kind of structure there. Let's see, this isn't a nice close for me. I'm waiting on it a bit more because our new change in the state is this. So let's see. I mean, if we get that 15-minute close up there, like this is a nice setup for a buy. I mean, we swept everything here. We swept everything here again. And we're just pumping, but we're right now still in this gap. So I want to see if we can get that sweep below that. We closed below it there. You could enter your short off of that. I'm just waiting for another candle here to confirm that we want to go down. That could be the propulsion block there. I'm entering.
Order filled.
Entered with 10 micros here. Where's my fucking... this isn't a good close. I'm gonna get my fire real quick. See you in a second here. I want to see this definitely dip below, back below into this change in the state here. At least test this range. Like we got an FEG here. I'm gonna just let that run. See you in a second. Oh, big boner. Big boner there. Took that liquidity there one more time, but we got the change in the state now. This is a change in the state, guys. This close below. We closed under this liquidity here, so we got a fair chance for this to pull down. We got lows in this too, so my target is kind of like I want to see consequent encroachment of this wick at least. I mean, this is a 43-point wick, so we should at least get back to that low. When we sweep this, I'm gonna put my stop break even. Swept it there. Stop at break even. We're hitting this level right now. Let's see if we get rejections or if this can hold. We still got, to the downside, we still got NY low. And we got London high up there. We also did hit our trade there for the 1-to-1. Didn't sweep that low there. But good price action in that. I'm taking out 5 at this now.
Order filled.
Stop goes to the top. Oh no, stop goes to this top. Nice liquidity taking out of this, respected the fair value gap there. So I want to see us come back into that wick. As said, 5-minute wick, very big wick. We got lows there, so I think consequent encroachment is pretty likely, so I'm gonna put my target there. Gonna trade this down now. Closed under that. Almost hit my target there. Gonna trade this fucker down. I mean, I'd actually like to let this run to consequent encroachment here. I'm gonna put my stop just above there. As said, on the 50-minute, if we want like a clean change in the state would be if we close above that now. But if we don't get that close, we're pretty meant to go bearish here. So I'm gonna just place my TP under this, and we're just gonna wait for this candle to close, for this 15-minute to close. If we get a nice close here, I'd say we can definitely like continue the selling. As said, to the downside, we have lots of things. We also tapped into that OB here. That was pretty nice execution today. Out of that 15-second change in the state up there. Got that retrace up, propulsion block, boom, execution to the downside. So let's see how this 15-minute closes. I would love to see that close under that. And like overall, I'd say we don't necessarily, I mean, look at those candles. Like this is a lot. We're not even at 50% or anything. There's a good buy zone in this. There's even a good buy zone in this downside here. So like here, that would be a good target, I think. This looks good, I guess. Yeah, that looks pretty good. $15-minute closed bearish. I don't know why Topstep is bugging again. I can't see this wick even moving. It's fucked up, but it's alright. Let's see what happens at that retest of that FEG here. There's lots of buy volume here. I'm gonna quickly. There's lots of negative. There's lots of negative delta here, and you see like in this, like even in this wick we have delta. So this is a pretty likely level. I like this level a lot. Could be that we come back to like this upside here, but I don't want to see too much in this. We created that 5-minute FEG there. Probably gonna test around that. Let's see if we can bring that all the way back down. Gonna try my stop now to this top zone. This is where we bounced out of right now. And now let's see if we can continue lower. Nice price action here. Going pretty nice. As said, it was likely to test that consequent encroachment, which is right at this point here. 50% wick. Close to hitting that right there. Hit it right there. We also got like space below that, but what I'm watching now is just 15 second here. Like we went below this low again. What I want to see, or what would invalidate my buyers here, would only be if we close above a if we do another change in the state. I'm gonna trade this down now. This we inverse this FEG perfect there. So I mean, maybe this is going to take the lower side there. I mean, we took everything out here. This is a perfect setup for a full sell here to the bottom side, I'd say. We took that low already, but like we can come back into this area at least, I'd say. Somewhere inside this area. We could test this consequent encroachment of this again. That would be like there. So I'm gonna put my stop. I'm gonna lock in 400 here. Gonna take 400 at least. Didn't close above that high, which is really nice. Let's look at the hourly here. Just ranging around. We rejected that, but we just need to give it some time here, I think. Building some kind of flag here, you can see. Pretty meant to go down here. Already up like 50 points here on this right now. Took that high, so if we reject that now, I'm gonna pull my stop to this high. That's a nice rejection. Stop goes to that high. Nice propulsion block in this, so we should continue lower. I'm pretty sure. Like we even closed below this 50% here, below this consequent encroachment. We tested this upside, took that liquidity out, so I think we're pretty meant to go down. Can't really tell how far, but yeah, we're pretty meant to go down. I'd say we're definitely gonna take some partials out of this right here. If we can get to this low and kind of take that out. I'd say I'm gonna take 3 contracts out of that. And we're just left with 2 contracts. We'll see how far we can get that fucker down. Like, just look at the 4 hour here. Looks like a complete inverse. And we got a fair value gap down here, which we can test. Or which like would make sense to test because we have lots of buyers out of this. Like this is another good level here. But we're gonna see.
Order filled.
Got stopped there. That's all right. So we made, how much did we made with this trades? We made 600, 700, 740 with that. I'm pretty satisfied with that. So let's switch the account, go to the next one. I'm gonna delete most of those wicks now because they're just misleading. And I wanna have a clear chart here, even though, like, look at this platform. Topstep is shit, for real. Topstep is shit, bro. This shit isn't loading. Like, what the fuck is that? I can't see anything moving. Like, now we get that downside. Shit. But that's alright. Should have set my stop above that top here. We now got another change in the state. This is your change in the state here. So, like, you could set your sell entry to that. But looking at this, this looks like we're just before that we're just continuing down. Let's see if we can retest that gap. I mean, we fully, like, if you look at the 15-minute here, we fully rejected that. We even tapped it again and like executed from that to the downside. We got a target down here. We got another FEG there. We got lots of liquidity there. And as said, we can test that 4 hour FEG down there if we get lucky. Look at the 15-second. I need at least this top to be taken out, which we just did. I'd love to see that, like, change in the state tapped again up there. I'm just not sure if we can get that. I mean, no bottom wick here, and we're just looking like we want to execute lower. Coming into this FEGs now, and this OB down here. I'd say you could quick scalp that from 228. But yeah, this already is a good buy from that area. We should get some buyers here, trying to push that up back to that FEG. I'd say that could be a thing, but let's look at delta here. I mean, we have point of control right there, and point of control created a double top. Now what we can see is lots of negative delta here, but we also see like some kind of positive delta being built in that. What this basically means is, if we see positive delta, there were just more buyers than sellers in this. But we can see we have lots of sell delta in this. So what I want to like get from that, from all of this now, is like a retest off of this CISD, which we talked about. We got the change in the state up here. You could set your sell to that, like your limit, and your stop would be this high. Targeting the lows. Point of control still there. We see lots of negative delta build up, so I think the sweep up to this is likely. And like when we get this touch back into this, I want to see another like low getting created that then gets the CISD and the continuation down. Like we got, like this point of control is right at the CISD. So that would be our entry, right at the CISD. Have a look if I'm gonna take that. $277 here. Let's see, can we create a low? Not just straight away rally down. That's good. Close below that, changing the state too. So I think this is a valid entry there. Let's have a quick look at news, if we got anything today. In 4 minutes, we got news. So there's our low getting created. If I see rejection now, I'm enter. But did we sweep that high nicely? Not really. Like we created a triple top there. So I think I'm gonna wait just a second here. Look at the 1 minute. Right at that 50% there. I'm gonna take
Order
that.
filled.
I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take the sale for this bottom here again. We built some positive delta here, which means we trapped some buyers in that. But we got way more negative delta, as you can see here, in all of that. Could be that we sweep above this one more time. I have to like call that out because we have positive delta in that. But you see the point of control changed to this, and like we tapped this point of control again. And if we get it close below now again, this would be good. Yeah, I think we're fine here. I think we're actually fine. Tapping this point of control again, sweeping those buyers. Again, tapping this point of control. Yeah, maybe we
Order
needed
filled.
that. Bro, why am I stopped? It didn't tag me, but I got stopped. That's fucked. But we got that sweep now, so I'd retry that if we get that. Change it to stay there again. I mean, you could say this is a change of the state here, right here. So that's why I want to wait for this low if we want to go down. If we want to continue down. I mean, we didn't even 50% there, so I think we're good here actually for this downside still. The Topstep is bugging again like hell. That's crazy. Like you see no volume in this to the upside here because this level is so like not interesting. Like this is way more interesting for price here. Do we get that change in the state? Oh, there comes news.
The market is open.
Came back to that high here. But we got the close below. We tapped that top side there again. Let's see how we react to consequent encroachment of that wick now. Right there. We don't. Do we respect it? Damn, what's up with my throat? 22 seconds on this. Like, we would have a change in the state to the top side here, there. But I mean, like, why isn't this chart loading, bro? This is crazy. I mean, we went into that buy zone again here. Tapped into that multiple times. And from news, like, we came up back to that level. Positive delta in this. Lots of negative, so it was likely to sweep that, I guess. Coming back to that OB. Like, we have our change in the state here. That would be the change in the state, but you would wait for a comeback down to that. I mean, it's a bit risky if you don't. I mean, we can look at ES meanwhile. MES. Let's look what ES did. Did we create some kind of SMT here? Yes, we did. Like, we swept everything up here while ES didn't. ES isn't even above that top. Oh, my fucking throat hurts. Look at the 1 hour here real quick, how this closed. Nah, I think we're still very bearish here, guys. I mean, we kept that top side liquidity there.
Order filled.
I'm gonna take that for 25 points here to the downside. Like on ES, that would make sense to come back to this order block down there, which is around 5.5. And we have an SMT here, so we could send this. Yeah, market will do that. I'll pull my TP to down there. I think we're gonna send it here to the downside. Just gonna take some time here. Coming back to that CISD. Ooh, but I don't like that low sweep here, I have to admit. And we didn't sweep on ES like this top here before. But this inverse looks pretty nice. This inverse looks pretty nice. Stop goes to that top for me. Like, this has no wick. I like that too. And as said, like, we got to the lower side, we got a 4-hour FEG. Just trying to rebalance to that top here. But I like how this formed. Like, this looks pretty nice. Coming back into those highs here, grabbing these cells. Double bottom there. rejecting this level here like multiple times now. I'd expect us to go. Ooh, but I don't like that. We're coming to that supply zone here. We hit that supply zone now. We took everything out there. So if we want to rally, we should rally now. We got a double bottom here. We got the OB down there. So we got a chance for this to pull down still. I'm just not sure if we have to take that top here again. I'm gonna pull my stop back up. But I would expect some kind of flash dump here. I mean, point of control send us up, right? That's not good. Maybe we have to take
Order
that top
filled.
there again. Why the fuck am I getting stopped if this isn't hitting? That's annoying. Like, look at this. We tried to create topside here. Like, we have no volume. There's nothing in this. Why would we send this higher? Look at this. There happens nothing. There's nothing in this. I mean, right now, this is like, even this is now bullish. What's it called? Positive delta. That's what I wanted to say. And we're right at that consequent encroachment here. I mean, ES has a FEG up here. Double tagged, too. We still have so much negative delta there. Let's look for a change in the state in that. Let's look at the hourly here too. I mean, this looks more bullish now, but we have an imbalance here. And you can't even read the fucking chart because Topstep is fucking ridiculous. That would be at 385 there. I mean, we now disrespected that. We disrespected that. We disrespected that. So we're pretty bullish, right? What do you think, Fuzzy? But I mean, we respected that. We respected that. We respected a lot up there. Lots of positive delta now there. So that could be a sweet point. Yes, this is what I wanted to see. Creating this possible change in the state. We also have that to the top side here, which we're right now getting. But we just have so much positive delta here that I want to see a sweep. Like actually. If we close back below this, I would enter the sell. We didn't there. We have this big wick, but I don't really think we have to take that. Coming back to that, if we reject that now, I'm a sell. Yeah.
Order filled.
That's enough for me. So we had this range created, top side, bottom side. This would be the change in state for most people, but what I saw was this coming up into one big bullish candle here and creating this top side. We came back below, we tested this range, this change in state, we tested this change in state, we tested it here again, we rejected it 2 times now, and closed below. So for me, this is kind of a valid sell still. Even though we have, like because we have so much positive delta, I would expect us to sweep one more time. Like, look how much positive delta that is. But I guess I was wrong. Maybe I acted too impulsive there. We're gonna take the loss on this account today. We won the open trade, which I prefer to win.
Order filled.
Which is my most preferred trade. But I mean, this is a valid change in the state here, which we pushed out of. But I would like to see that retest. I have to say that. I would love to see that retest. Yeah, but like no volume in this. Baited sellers in here and then just pushed out. Yeah, I think so too. We could take 420 before we drop. But like, this is a protected high. So I think like if we are bearish, we don't want to take that. I'd say that. Like this candle, I don't know if it's buggy again, but we don't have a bottom wick and this even created this kind of imbalance there. So we closed now below that, below this low. But like I would, like the only time I would retry that is if we come below this and close below that. But nothing else. What I'd love to see is like one of the top bars there to turn red. What I don't like is that I have to adjust that every fucking time. I want to see a big amount of, or like not a big amount, but like a fair amount of sells in that. Like one of those candles here to turn red. Took that top side here, came back into that, tested that. I would enter if we close below this wick here. I mean, you could say this is a propulsion block here. So if we're bearish, we should execute. So I wanna kind of participate in that, actually. Building a flag there. This flag.
Yeah. Order filled.
I'm gonna take that. I think this should work. Stop stays at that top. I just want to see people getting baited out in that. I mean, there's lots of buyers in this, so I'd expect us to come back to that kind of area here.
Order filled.
Nice. This is TP filled here for 270. I guess we take that. We had an FEG here, so be careful. There was an FEG there, but I think this is a good change in the state. I mean, look at this propulsion block getting created here. If we now create another propulsion block, this is a confirmed sell. What this means is we're coming back to that top, changing the state right here. Testing that, but still closing below it. And if we don't, I would actually be kind of bullish in this, because we took everything out here, and this next candle, like, we need this to either come back all the way down for this to be still valid, but I would say, like, put your stop at, like, it should be good when you put your stop to the top. That should be enough. Like, if we go above that top again, we should go into that topside wick here. I don't want that. I still
Order
like that.
filled.
This is exactly doing what I meant. Creating another propulsion block, and we should, like, this should be the sell here. This should be the big sell. I'm pretty sure here. This is still valid. Yeah, this is still valid. Didn't close below it, but like almost. And like now you have just to look for what are targets here. We can delete all those FEGs here real quick, so it's a bit more clear for you guys. I'm also gonna delete that volume imbalance there. Let's just look at that. What do we see here? Only sellers in this at this point of interest. Like, there are only buyers in this, so I'd say be careful with this. Like, this downside here has no buyers, so negative delta in here. Sellers only position where sellers overweight. So yeah, we should push out lots of this positive delta here. And even like we took that top and we got a straight candle down back like after that. So we created order block, created the, or you could say created the propulsion block, came back down, tested this lower range, created another propulsion block, took out those sellers up here, and now we rally down. As you can see, there's like sellers still in this. You see this lower bar here? There are sellers there in those bearish candle here, which makes sense with that. But there's not much buyers in this, as you can see. There's not much buyers. And like, why would you buy out of this area, but not out of this area? This is what you have to ask yourself. Why wouldn't you buy out of this area if this is like the better entry for us to go up? Doesn't make sense, right? We can even trail that to this here. Let's like, if you now look at that range, like just look at that. We created negative delta down here. Lots of negative delta. As you can see, this is the most negative point we have here. So there's lots of people interested in this area to sell this area. What do? We come up, bait people in here. Lots of buyers get baited in that. Like if you trail this to here, it's probably a bit more clear. Why doesn't that work? If you trail that to here, it's a bit more clear. You can see like lots of people got baited into that with the buyers here. Lots of people. But there is, the point of control is negative. So what's the logical reason for us to do here? Yes, it's to execute lower. And where do we want to go? As said, what is our targets? Either we target imbalances in the market, or we target liquidity. And what do we have down here? Lots of bearish liquidity, lots of liquidity, lots of liquidity. Let's look at the 1 hour. What do we see? Fair value gap at that low. What is that low? The change in the state of that model, of that whole thing. We went up in this. This is the change of the state. What should we retest? The fair value gap at the low of that. And what did I say here? We have this little imbalance here. Finally, my picture is coming together. Like with this volume range thing here, this fixed volume range, that like everything makes so much more sense now. If I'm honest. We're up 2.4k here right now. You're in this still, Fuzzy, right? Took your full profits? Let's go, bro. How much you got out of that? With what or what are you trading with? Are you still trading your 5k account, or are you trading a Topstep account? You took it on ES? I think ES was the better setup here, right? Yeah, like this looks beautiful. ES, we also have an SMT here, so be careful. As I just saw that. MNQ. 540 plus on a Topstep 50k. That's good, bro. That's good. As said, we have a little SMT here, but you have to look at the bigger picture, what makes sense here. And for me, I mean, we inverse this whole fucker. We tested this lower range here now, so if we are bullish, we're gonna buy out of this completely. So I'm gonna pull my stop now to... I mean, I don't want to go for the top of the imbalance there because that's... Like I'm gonna take out 1.1 at 1.10 here. That will be my stop because this is the level up there, which we marked out earlier. I said this is a pretty prominent level here. But if we want to continue lower, we should just execute. Sometimes people tend to see this candle and think, okay, we're bullish now, but look at this whole inverse here of this whole area. We tested, as said, we tested a consequent encroachment here. Even got above it, but we closed below consequent encroachment. So we're like, the only thing that makes sense to target here is those lows. Nothing else makes sense to target here. Because we don't have any imbalances in this. Like there's nothing left, you know? No, I'm gonna get that. Not every SMT is good, and this SMT isn't bad. Like it's the same thing here, you know? what do we have? We have this topside area here. This was the change in the state here, but like if we want to come back to this, and if we want to get buyers in this, we should come back at least to this low here, like this level. This is a pretty prominent level here, and we should at least get below that. I'm pretty sure of that. It's a double SMT. What you mean? What you mean? I mean, let me quickly do this. I mean, MNQ. Oh, this is 5 minutes, this is 15 seconds. Let me just do 5 minutes here too. Nah, this looks pretty good. We took the high of that, like this is the better SMT. This is the better, like, you see on ES we didn't take that high again and just sended it. But on NQ we came up, tested consequent encroachment better. Like if you look at this consequent encroachment, this didn't even really get tested there. But like this is the buying area. You would look for buys, or people would look for buys from, I guess, 5477. So yeah, I think we're pretty good here. MNQ, get back to that. Let's look at structure that we formed here. We have this structure high now, which we'd have to take if we want to go bullish. We have this low that we have to take if we want to go bearish. And like you see the retest of this candle coming back to that where we could do that change in the state and just sending it. I mean, for me, this looks pretty nice. Like even this candle struggling after we took this liquidity, like look at this. This candle was the internal liquidity that we created. We swept this internal here, and this candle didn't even manage to like push up in any kind of way or take that low. So just think about what makes sense here, you know? And just look at that delta. Look how we baited those people into buyers here. Or like if you want to look at it like that, still you see buyers getting baited in here, buyers coming in, positive delta. What happens? Point of control. We come back up, we reject that point of control again after like hitting it one, like going below it one time, testing that range, coming back up, propulsion block, boom, sending. What do we do here? Like you could even measure, if you want to see if this continues, I would just say measure this, and like this is clear. Look at this. Look at this upside volume here. There's no volume, and there's only negative delta in this topside here. Only negative delta. What do we see here? Positive delta getting built. That's what we want. We want to bait in people again to then rip them down again. Nah, I just traded a... this is just another account I had left. From like last month or something, I guess. For me, this is now my stop because I don't want to see us come back into this because we have low volume in this. Why would we come back into that if we're not interested in that level, you know? You see all the range. This is all low volume here. All low volume. But still, only negative delta. And we built positive delta in that, which is good. We want to see positive delta getting built to then rip that down. And fuck those people out of their positions, you know? Like we could, I mean, we could take that. Yeah, my stop should be higher, definitely. My stop, like, if you want to go for a safe stop, I'd say like you could go to that top of this candle right there. But if you want to, like, I want to take some, out of this. I want to see continuation. I don't want to see this come back all the way up into this low volume area. Because that wouldn't make sense to me. Like, why would we come back into low volume where the market isn't interested in? Doesn't make sense, right? I want to see positive delta getting built, people getting trapped. Like as you see here, we have the point of control right at this point. What do? We come up, sweep out people. This candle closes back under the point of control. And now you see the next candle just straight away executes because we baited enough people in this with buyers to sell them out. So let's see if our TP can get hit. But I think you could even, as said, you could even fail it down to like this down here, because we already took like, this already got taken, so it doesn't make sense to target this low actually. It would make sense to target this low. I can explain that one more time. We already came down, took those lows. We took all of those lows. Like, what do we want in this area if we don't want to go like down and take all of those? If we want to go bearish, we should continue through this, take at least some more liquidity out of that, because this is all taken. So this is the next target we have. All right? And if we want to go bullish from this again, because this is still the supply area here, this would be the area where we see a candle flip. Like this, look at this, this took everything out here. We still have this FEG, which got tested there, 50% around that. So my stop goes to this high here now, because took all the internals here, kept this, this, and this. This is just the liquidity. This is just straight away liquidity that we need to go down. And as you can see here in delta, like how we changed that delta, you saw this buyers getting baited out and getting stopped there. Like, we're coming back to that point of control right here. Probably, yeah, like testing this wick again. Let's see how we react to consequent encroachment there. If not, as said, this is our stop. Because low volume at the top. We're getting buyers in this. And I want to see those buyers getting baited out. But I mean, yeah, let's just put it to this top, just to be in that trade. Because we don't know how the wick is placing, but we know how the candle will close. If we see the body close below this, this is still a good sign for sells. And we got those positive delta in that. There's only negative delta in this. You can see that. Negative, negative, negative. Everything is full of negative delta. Only this bottom point here, where most of the buyers are buying, is positive delta. So let's see how we react to that consequent encroachment. We get a close there. We took that top side. So if this candle isn't going to that bottom there, my stop is completely fine. Also, we got a change in the state here, but this is probably going to come back down one more time to like retest into this area if we want to go up, I'd say. Oh, we're
order filled
there. That's all right. That was a pretty nice trade. As said, we could have just put our stop to this top because this is the next change in the state, but I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. But like, this is a perfect example. Positive delta getting built. This is probably just gonna sweep this right here. We have highs in that, so you could try to get your sell in that at 313. Because we're still bearish. Nothing says that we're bullish here. And this built a flag. And when you see a setup like that, we're definitely coming up. I didn't really saw that. I have to admit that. Also closed above this now. Positive delta getting built. We still have negative delta. Lots of negative delta in this. Still there was positive delta still in that. They're fighting right here. You can really tell that they're fighting. So we're just looking for Good structure getting built, and that structure being swept. If we get another upside candle here, I would like that, because that would make a valid low here. And like this swept that high, we kept those two alive. We even kept this now alive. So if we come back below this now, I'm gonna sell that.
Order filled.
I like the holding there. Enter too early there, but still, I like the holding. Yeah, probably gonna take that wick out before we go. Or maybe not. Come on, give the close below. We baited so much positive delta in this, so we should at least come back into this area, into this point of control there, I'd guess. But I'd love to see a close below there. Pulling my stop definitely to that top now. But like, I don't know, nah, I don't know if we have to sweep that one more time, and this wick, if that wick needs to be swept. We got swept right there. Like, you see how this is just creating negative delta. Like sellers are still fully in control of this. That doesn't look good now. I'm gonna pull my stop to that top, and if we get stopped there, it's okay, and we're done. TP1 there, nice, take out some. Because we're still in this FEG now, and like this is too risky for me. Just enter too early there, as said. This was just too early of an
Order
entry.
filled.
And I should probably look for more like 1 minute change in the states. Makes more sense, I guess. Because this came above that really nice, created a nice propulsion block here. So we could send it. Yeah, if your TP1 gets hit, that's nice, bro. GG's on that. I'm gonna take that loss on that account. Like we made enough now. And we had good positions. Let's just look back at it. Just to sum up, and so I can finish the day. So I'm gonna remove all drawings here. Let's see, what was the first thing we did here? First thing we did here was this sell right here at 343, which is right here. We had a 25-point stop for $500, which is that. And our target, we basically took it out at 315 there, I think. Like that. So about 28.5 points. About $600, I guess. About $600 on this candle. Yeah. Then what did we do? Oh, no, we took our first partials. Sorry, I was wrong. 43 again. 25, this. 25 points. Yeah, something like that. First TP there. Second TP at 270, 297. So this was everything we captured here. So about like 45 points, which is kind of annoying that we got stopped here. If I would have set my stop just above that right there, because this wick took us out on, I think, this high here, we could have captured the whole 100 points here, but that's all right. So that was the trade for this account. I think I did yesterday in the after night or something. I traded a bit, but this was not like, that was okay. We still are profitable, but yeah. Let's switch to the next account, this account. We did more positions on this. We went off more risk, I guess. We lost this first trade here for 20 points. 318, we lost the second trade here, I think, too. And like on the third trade here, we made up for it. Yeah, I mean, we got stopped there one more time, but this then centered it. 374, and just a bit too much of entries there. But as said, the only thing that made sense here was if we don't want to go below this low, which I said, like, we have this strong buying area here, which I told you guys about. And like, what I thought was, if we don't want to close below this, like, we're pretty meant to go up. But we'll see how we react to this gap and everything else, because on the 1 hour, I mean, this looks more bullish now than bearish. This took it out. If this candle closes bullish this 1 hour, the next candle should take the high. But I mean, we still have reason to come back at some point to this area. We have a 200-point gap here, which we barely tapped. Yeah, but we have this big ass imbalance right here, which we're in right now. Like, looking at the 4 hour. Yeah, I'd say right now we're still in this bearish kind of move. I mean, this got support from that gap, and we pushed out of that because of that gap. But we created like the 3 white soldiers pattern there. This took that low, so it's possible for us to definitely push above that and kind of go for this topside wick there at 20,000. And it would make sense to get kind of like better price action into this. So let's just look. We had this last high, which we got a change in the state up in this. This got rejected. We went below into this supply area again. Came back up now, testing this FEG. So if this FEG fails, we're definitely going to dump a lot. If not, I think we're still pretty bullish here. Yeah, finally cleared. 2 wins in a row. Let's go, Furzy. Your account still... is your account passed now or what? Did you pass your funded? Or did I get that wrong? Did you pass your funded? So, this would be the low. Let's look if we have an SMT here. I could think of an SMT here. Yes. 400 is the next TP. I mean, point of control is down here. But we got above this already. So, like, this is a change in the state here again. I'm gonna just be careful with what I'm gonna do here. As said, this is an FEG here, which you tapped in multiple times. So I think we're going... I'd actually think Fuzzy you're on the right train here. But this is a strong top. I have to say that too. If you reject that and get that close below, that would be a nice change in the state. But I'd like a 5-minute close below that more. 3 minutes on that. Yeah, for me this looks bearish too. Let's see if ES and Q can close below this low to make a change in the state. ES didn't, and Q didn't. So I'm waiting. Also, you see this delta here? You see those perfect sellers up there. I think I want to sell this. This also has a 4 times bottom there.
Order
I'm
filled.
gonna take it out of this negative delta area there. Maybe a bit too early. I didn't wait for the propulsion block to get created. That was maybe a bit dumb. But we should get to the through that 4 times bottom there. I mean, this is an SMT, as you can see here. So I'm not sure, but I like this price action here. We took this high, created this liquidity, got this, get swept this now too. I'd expect us to, if we want to go now. Stop goes to that high for me now. We swept this liquidity as said. If we get below this change in the state here now, I'm gonna put my stop to this top. I like this negative delta that we had here, which is now positive. So we baited in lots of people here, and now we should sell this down. At least I thought so. Yeah, it just looks choppy, that's true. But I want to see this 4 times bottom there break actually. So I don't know why we're not getting that, like, for real. There's another SMT here now. Took that high on ES, didn't take it on NQ here. So if we get a big push down now, that would be beautiful. Yeah, look at this. Come on, get it through there. I mean, we're also still in this FEG, guys. We're still in this FEG, and this looks like a rejection of that FEG. So if NQ can push below this low and close, I'm pretty satisfied here. Look at this little negative delta here. Everything else is bullish delta. Very bullish delta. So it would make sense to sweep all those fuckers out. 5 times bottom there now. I think we're gonna get that close to the downside. Also, we have an FEG here. Yeah, got the close below. Below the change in the state. Took that bottom out. Let's see if we can rally now. Like, look how much sells we have in this. They got all baited. Hopefully we're not getting baited too. I would love for this to create a propulsion block now. But maybe we're sending it already. Because of that SMT. As said, this is a strong SMT. Taking the high and not taking it here, that's strong. But I don't like the movement really. I want to see this now create the propulsion block here. But if we don't, I'm out. Testing those highs is fine for me, with me, but I'm slowly gonna lower my risk here. Because I don't want to see that SMT getting taken. So much positive delta in this, but look at this top here. We tapped into this, there's no reaction out of this at all. Look at this, there's nothing in this. And if you do that same thing on NQ here, you can see we have negative delta right in that top, but everything else is just positive delta. So we don't really have interest in the top side. This candle has to sweep low, else I'm out. Like I'm gonna give it at 225 here because of this topside wick there, and that this is a supply zone, but I don't like how we're pushing through that. I'm probably gonna take that out there. Yeah.
Order filled.
Alright. I think we're done for the day here. We had good trades today, and I'm getting kind of, I wouldn't say tired, but like the only target we have left is this London high somewhere here. On NQ it's somewhere like here. Somewhere like this. We can look at it. Give me a second here. It's that London high at 466. Which is, yeah, basically exactly the high I marked out there. So let's see if we get a change in the state here. If we get that, I would buy that one more time. But if not, I'm out. I would love to have a footprint chart, guys. But Topstep doesn't offer that. Which is kind of sad. Topstep just doesn't offer that. Oh, now we go or what? Hell nah! Again, SMT to the top side. Another SMT here. And this wick took that out, so that's pretty nice. You can get depth of market, can't you? How? Not with Topstep. I'm pretty sure, not with Topstep, right? You can. Go to your dashboard. What do you mean with depth of market? Like what I want is a footprint chart. I just need a footprint chart. I would love to have a footprint chart. Nah. Yeah. I read that. I read that somewhere. I read that somewhere on the dashboard. I read that somewhere. I'm really tempted to buy that. But only if this candle closes bullish. If it doesn't, I'm selling. That's gonna be the last position I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take
Order
that.
filled.
We're running this FEG pretty nicely here. And I think we can continue the sweep. Like a comeback back into this area, into that 5499 would make sense here. I mean, we baited lots of positive delta in this. We still have some sell delta in this. Still some here. I mean, this looks pretty nice. And this is point of control here. So you see lots of positive delta overall on this. And not really negative delta. And that's good for a bait. Took that low out there, this low, that's an SMT again. You could put your stop to break even. Look at this reaction here. That's good, bro. Out in profits is always good. If this creates that order block out of the FEG here, I'm pretty sure we're gonna dump now to that low then. But I mean, ES took everything down there, while NQ didn't. NQ just held that. Meh, I'm gonna go on a break even here. Like, I'm gonna give it the top of the candle, 75 bucks. Yeah, I could imagine that too, bro. I could imagine that too. But at the same time, I think this could maybe already be enough to like go up.
Order filled.
We got stopped there with 75. That's alright. I mean, we came back into this buying area here, where most of the volume happened. But I would have liked more negative delta in this. I mean, we got that. I'm just dumb. I think we can really get to that London high there. This didn't take that bottom perfectly, like it created a double bottom there again. But on NQ we took that, and I'm satisfied with that. That's a retest there. We came back to that point of control there. If we close back into that FEG, I'm gonna sell again. Yeah, I'm gonna sell
Order
again.
filled.
I'm gonna sell again. We're running that again. So this is our propulsion block here. And we should see this follow through now. Even if that entry is a bit early, I still think this is a valid entry. But this will be the last entry I'm gonna take. For real now. This time for real. Because we rejected that point of control there again, and if we are coming back up to that point again, like we do right now, I just got baited multiple times, and then I don't want to be in this anymore. Like, I mean, we should drop, but you never know. The chart, sometimes the markets is an asshole, and you get fucked pretty hard. We closed below that FEG there again, which I said I would love to see, but yeah, sometimes you just get baited left and right. Like the only reason to go to London high, like we would only have that reason to go up there if we cleared out NQ lows before. It wouldn't make sense to me to go to that high already before we, like, I mean, we cleared that, yeah. And this is the only thing we have here, but still this gap isn't closed fully. Like, did we close below 50% of this thing? Yeah, we did, but we'll see what happens here. I'd love to see that rally down now. Or we're getting just too much buyers there. No. I think I'm gonna switch my buyers here. I'm gonna try that stop and get, yeah.
Order filled. Order filled.
I'm gonna go with that. Like, look at this. We're coming up. We're getting back down. We're instantly closing back up. So we should rally through the top now. Maybe we have to take this one more time. I mean, I don't want to switch left and right now, but you know how it is. Sometimes you're just getting faked out left and right. Like, maybe I will now too, because we didn't, like, this was the only good sweep here. But like, it's hard to say right now. Like, if we go above that point of control now, I think we're bullish here. And then we can fairly, like, take that high. Let me just look here. That would be London high up here. I mean, it would make sense to come up one more time and sweep out some more liquidity. But if we want to go up, we definitely should come to this high here again. Like, into this, sweeping that out, maybe getting, like, consequent encroachment of this topside wick here. This. Maybe that's only the retest here, but I'm just not sure right now. On the 2 minute, this just looks straight away like a flag up. And I mean, we created multiple SMTs here. Like this double bottom here, which didn't even get to that low there. So this is a big SMT. This one. Oh, damn. Coming back to that point of interest there. Just ranging around that still. But this tapped into that FEG, so if we get that push up now, we should be fine here with this going up. I would even add like 5 micros to that. Yeah, we're going
Order
nicely
filled.
here. I'll pull that in. I'll risk 5 more micros on that. For that topside sweep here again. Sweeping this high, maybe. That would make sense. Coming back into the supply area. This is a nice touch of that FEG. We should be good here. This should be a easy buy. And this is like a double wick here. This is a triple top now, so we have equal highs up here. Multiple equal highs. Could be that we have to swap that one more time. And like we have this big wick here, which we didn't test consequent encroachment of. So that would be at 5529. 5529. Up here. Yeah, still getting bias out of this. I'm pretty sure we're going up. Filled this FEG nicely. Bounced out of it, closed above the candle. I just like the setup. Yeah, I think too, you got manipulated there. I should be fine with this buy. But I mean, I don't like this small topside wick here. I don't like that. Maybe it's to bait more sellers in and then to push up. But I would like to go break even on this actually. Point of interest is done here, so we could retest that, but I don't want to be in this if we like have to retest that one more time. This could push now, definitely. Baiting in more sellers, more sellers, more sellers. In that OB. Let's see if we can run here. Yes, it's already trying to go up. But we took that high and we're not reacting really nice of it. If, like you see here, creating a triple top, sweeping that, and like not getting the reaction I wanted. But let's see if this takes us out or if we can stay in this. Came close to that point of interest. I'd need ES to kind of push that top now. Like if we don't push it now, I think we're going down. But that's alright. As said, we're break even on this. We're just gonna hold that fucker. And we'll see what we get out of that. Because it seems like this topside SMT is very strong. And for me, like the draw is still lower because we have that big as fair value gap to that downside. Gonna get $50 out of that for sure. And look how aggressive those sellers come in here. But we had this nice FEG test here, which I really liked. That's why I'm just staying in this. We had that very nice FEG fill. That perfect FEG fill actually. Nice. There we break through. Breaking through that fucker. Yes. Yes. We should push here. We should push really hard to that top now. As said, I think we're gonna test consequent encroachment of either this week or the other week. We're baiting in buyers here. Maybe we have to get one more like slight downside candle. Pump off that. But as said, this fair value gap basically shot us up. Oh, look at this, how the sellers came in there. Testing that FEG again. I'll pull my stop up now to that low. Because I don't want to see us under this low. If we come below this, it's more likely to go down than to go up. I'm just getting my cat real quick. Here he is. Look how this point of control changed to this upper area here now. That's pretty nice. So I'd say pull your stop up. Are you in this, Furzy? Did you re-enter at some point? Because this should go through that top now. Let's say you enter off of this now. Stop is at this low. TP for you would be at this high. So 1.8 RR trade on ES here. I think that's a likely trade here. Waiting for a good entry. I don't think we have the buy volume to go up there yet. Waiting for pullback to around 300. 300s. That would mean we take all of the liquidity out, bro. All of the liquidity. I think that's very unlikely because we had a fair value gap here, which we held and got all those buyers out of. I mean, it's not unlikely, but I think like if you just measure the wicks here, you're probably gonna get 50% of that low. Yeah, 50% here. So that was equilibrium, and we went out of that. That's why I think this trade is pretty likely, but it's probably good to wait. Or at least some kind of pullback, which we have right here. See if we take that low and then just sweep it back up. Also below this FEG here right now. So yeah. Yeah, this would have stopped. Maybe this would be the better better stop here, actually. But let's see if this would have even held. I'm taking 445 out of this for sure. We're testing this point of interest there again. Let's see if we can get buyers out of that.
Order
It
filled.
doesn't look like it. You see how this candle just how this just turned red? I think now, like, this is a supply zone up here. This is a strong supply zone, and you see how ES is going here? Very strong. I think we're just gonna follow there.
Order filled.
I think we're just gonna
Order
follow.
filled.
Maybe you were right with the 300s there, actually. Or maybe we only get the retest into that OB. But I think, like, overall, as I said, like, I think we're pretty much meant to go lower because of those imbalances down. And we ranged around that for a long time now. Look how we respected this FEG multiple times now on ES. Like, it would make sense to execute that to that lower side here, to this FEG. I mean, we respected that like 2 times there now. And we were building some kind of flag to that downside. Like, this was a dumb entry. This is a better entry up here. Point of interest gets tapped again. I'm gonna add 5
Order
there.
filled.
Gonna pull my stop down to 570 there. Because this is all the way in those highs. Ooh. Ooh, that's a heavy candle. If you would have looked for that OB, you would have
Order
gotten your
filled.
entry there. But this kind of fucked me out here. Alright, that's okay. We're gonna end the day here. Because I have to go to work really soon. And yeah. Yeah. Alright. I'd say see you guys again tomorrow. Or no, not tomorrow, at Monday. We're gonna activate the funded real soon. We're gonna activate the funded real soon. Which means we're gonna... what I think, like, I'm not sure how much I want to risk at the moment. I'm thinking about going for either 500 for 500 or 400 for 500 risk to reward on the funded with like 8 micros or something. We can look how this would look. 8 micros if we really think we're gonna push that top now. And like on NQ we already did that consequent encroachment. That's what I don't like about that buy. Because we rejected that really hard and created this what's it called? This resistance zone there, which we are getting sellers in from. But if you just look at that range, like, even to enter this, I would say we need to kind of come back to this low, to that point of interest. POC. Point of control, however you want to say it. But I mean, looking at ES here, we closed the gap. We took basically, or we cleared this open spot here, I'd say. We got highs here. We still got this to clear. About 7 points there. But like, if you want to see this still go short, you would look for this to hold. Which we did here. Which we did here. But we have buyers here, so yeah, I'm just looking. Yeah,
Order
like
filled.
we're pushing right now. I just want to look how this would look, how much stop we would have gotten. We would have 25 points of stop which I think is a good stop. Like if you're really in a good position, you shouldn't need more of a stop, right? And like we're going for 32. Yeah, this would be like 25 for 32. Still not convinced on longs. I think like because this candle took that liquidity and closed bullish, that's a pretty good indication for us. And like this OB or this whole liquidity, like we swept everything in this now. And this next candle pushed really hard. That's often a sign that we want to continue. And you see that in this candle. And now at this top, it's going to decide either we're going to really push hard here or we're going to like test the lower side. I'm still not, for me, this is just, I just wanted to see how this would look. But still I'm thinking this is a good buy because we're really rallying through everything. Could be that we come up to this wick up here, sweep that out at 23 and bounce off of that, but we don't know. Maybe the target for NQ is like really sweeping this high, and for ES it's just testing the consequent encroachment, which would be here. So yeah. Could probably pull your target to this top. Like we even have a big wake up here, which we didn't test, consequent encroachment. So I think it's pretty likely to actually come up here, maybe even. Like at least 426, I'd say. I'm gonna keep that as the last position, and we're gonna end the stream. This also looks beautiful, like taking out those two liquidities in this bearish candle, faking in a lot of sellers, and now just pushing them out. It's, for me, it's a valid setup, I'd say, but you'd never know. And I mean, this also delivered a change in the state here with a fair value gap. So could be that we come back one more time into this FEG here, fill this, and then push out of that. But I'm just not sure on that. So yeah. Yeah, like the 5 minute here just looks, this just looks really, really nice for the upside. Work. Have to go to work. There comes the retest into this FVG. Let's see if we can keep it up, or if this really was a bait out. No.
Order filled.
I'm gonna double down on that. Right when I doubled down, bro, this sends down. Damn. I have to go to work in like 10 minutes. I still think we should push here. Price action just looks too bullish, in my opinion. Yeah, but I'm getting stopped. All right, that's it for today. I hope you guys have a great day still, and we'll do great things.
Order filled.
We're gonna be back at Monday, fresh and clean, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen, if we can still get a payout, or if I will fail the account again. But we will have at least like 5 days with 400 bucks. At least that's what I'm planning on, having 5 days where I can do 400 bucks each. And if I lose on those, I will definitely like if I lose my trade on the day, we're out for the day. Yeah, have a great day. See you again at Monday. Till then, and bye bye.